Hello. Um, it's it's the 29th of January 2020, and it's a Wednesday. So, um, the first month of the New Year is almost over. January has 31 days, so 2 days until it's over. And if I have to say, if I have to judge it, it's not a very good start. It's not. It's definitely not a very good start. Um, so first thing that makes it not such a good start of the year is a so-called coronavirus kind of exploded in Wuhan, China. Now I'm from China. I have a lot of families there. I have a lot of friends there. Well, not a lot of friends, but some friends there. A lot of families there. That's true. And everybody's worried about this. Is a lot like what happened in 2003, the SARS. Now I was 8 at the time, so I didn't know shit. I was just happy that school was kind of suspended for a while, so never liked school. And now it's something really scary. I mean, the news up until now, the death toll has rolled up over 100 people. More than 100 people is dead because of this, and there are like over 6,000 people confirmed of having that virus affected. And that's not even uh, that's not even accurate, because according to my cousin who works in a hospital in Zhengzhou, and he has friends, and he was in the medical community or something. He told me that people in hospitals in Wuhan until last Friday. Today's Wednesday, so it's 5 days over. 5 days passed already. But until last Friday, the people who work in the hospital are already saying that there are over 100,000 people infected, and dead bodies in the hospital are all over, and there's not even enough medical personnel to take care of them. Dead people are not supposed to be just dead over there. They're supposed to be taken somewhere. Like a morgue. I mean, it's really serious, and it can only get worse from here. I mean, eventually get better or wipe the human race, but which I don't think is the case, because there are cases where the people are cured. So I don't think it's some kind of apocalypse situation. It's gonna get worse before it get better. That's for sure. That's like the definition of getting better. But so everybody's really worried about this. The masks are sold out online on the stores, and where you can still buy them, it's like incredibly, stupidly overpriced. Because that's how the supply and demand works. And people are pretty much being told, like everybody in China pretty much being told that stay home, don't, because it's also the Chinese New Year. Oh, by the way, I don't know when, but when do everybody start to call Chinese New Year Chinese New Year? Because I remember it was being called the Spring Festival. I think you can still call it that, but nobody's calling it Spring Festival now. It's always Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year. It's not how I learned in school. Like the translation. Anyway, so it was supposed to be a time where everybody go visit their friends and families, and having fun. It's like the equivalent of the New Year's New Year in the Western world. But no, you can't do that, because it increases the chance of getting the disease getting spread. And the latest news about that is a lot of countries. I think U.S. is like a lot of countries, the European countries, and I think Australia or Canada or something. I don't know. Already doing something to extract their citizens from the city of Wuhan, and there are a lot of commentaries out there saying this is some kind of politically motivated thing. It's helping the U.S. to somehow economically sanction China, because China does took a hit economically. But that's not really something I care about at this moment. I just want everybody to be okay. Um, so it's not a global emergency yet. Let's hope it never will be. But best of luck to everybody out there. New York is not serious. If New York is not really a serious affected place yet. I believe there's one case in Flushing, but that's it. So I mean, based on the experience I have in the past few days on the subway, not really. I mean, almost nobody's taking this seriously. Like nobody's wearing masks, which is unthinkable in China at this moment. So I don't really have too much to say about this, except the situation is probably dire, and best lucks to everybody. Hope my families are okay in China there. I call my parents almost every day to remind them, don't go out there. If you have to, wear masks and always wash your hands and stuff like that. I feel like, I always hate the fact that, not hate, like dislike the fact that they have to remind me every single detail of my life, like something I must have already known, but they have to insist on it. But when it comes to someone you really care about, you would do that, even though you know that they know that, but you have to say it. I guess human beings are programmed to be that silly that way. Anyway, that's the first thing that doesn't make this year a happy start. The second thing is one of the most legendary basketball player, Kobe Bryant, passed away on the 26th of this month. Actually, I shouldn't have used the word passed away, because passed away would have suggested that he died in a disease or out of old age, or something natural. But no, this was an accident. He was killed by a helicopter crash, along with his 13-year-old daughter, Gigi, and 7 others. So 9 people was killed. This is more of it. I'm gonna say this, like, it's not gonna sound popular, because I'm from China. I should be worrying about my fellow countrymen more than worry about some foreign sport former sports star, because he's retired like in 2016. But this actually came more of a shock to me, because like a plague or some kind of spreaded disease is, if you look at if you know anything about mathematics, or the rule of big numbers, is almost gonna undoubtedly happen every once in a while. So you're devastated by that, but not necessarily shocked. But this accident like Kobe's death is I mean, it's just shocking. At this point, I still cannot believe that's what actually happened. Someone, he was 41 when he died. 41. He was just prime of his life. And to be honest, I wasn't really like the biggest fan of Kobe. I'm not really following basketball that closely. When I was, when he was playing, like the 20 years he was in the league. Of course I know about him, and I watch his games from time to time. But I'm not like one of those fans who like zealously loving him. But when someone like him passed away, there's a little bit of shock to everybody. My mom actually knew about this, and she called me and asked me, do I know about that? Of course I do. My mom doesn't really follow any sports, let alone basketball. So I believe the 26th was a Sunday, and I was, as always, at home playing games. It was Total Warhammer 2. I'm kind of addicted to it right now. Not really, because I did just spend like $50 to purchase all the DLCs, and once I do that, I feel like yeah, it's weird, because when I was just buying the game itself, I had a lot. I played like 300 hours since last Christmas, but after I've purchased DLCs, it suddenly become less attractive to me. I don't know. I own it now. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, so I was playing the game on Sunday, and I was sitting exactly here. Like what my finger is pointing at is the computer. Actually, the phone is now like laying its back on the computer now. So I was playing the game and my phone was lying like somewhere on my left, and Bloomberg, the app, Bloomberg News popped out something. It says Kobe Bryant, blah blah blah. So I gave it a glance and I saw the name Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant. So why is Kobe's name on Bloomberg's news? I mean, he doesn't do any investments or whatever. You know, he doesn't. What does he do now? So I took the phone and it says Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash, variety sources say. Now, my first reaction, like a lot of others, are thinking this must have been a joke. I don't believe it. And then I started to, because it's Bloomberg. It's not like some kind of tabloid magazine where you can't trust a thing there. But Bloomberg is somewhat trustworthy, relatively. So I started to search for the so-called variety of news, variety of sources, and it's confirmed very soon that Kobe was killed in a helicopter crash. Oh my God. Now, I think in the long run, it doesn't really matter how long you've lived. It matters how you've lived and how you're going to be remembered. There's a saying that you don't actually die until the last person on this planet, or where your civilization resides, forgets your name. Like for some people, it's going to be your grandson, granddaughters are dead, grandkids are dead, because they're going to remember their grandfather, but probably not their great grandfather. So you'll be actually dead when your grandchildren are dead. So your lifespan is like 150 years or something. But some people, they're going to live until this civilization ends, because there are always going to be some people remember them. Their contributions or their evilness are so great that they will be remembered forever. That's an interesting philosophy. I don't really care for that, because when you're dead, you're dead. Whether people remember you or not doesn't have something to do with you, the biological entity, anymore. But anyway, when it comes to Kobe, okay, so I was like I'm still having trouble believing it. So today I was doing experiment, doing some work, and I was listening to music while doing it, because work is boring. And just randomly this song got picked up. It's a song called 天地一斗. It's a song actually composed by Jay Chou back in 2011, and it was Kobe Bryant was in it. All right, it started as do you know how to play b-ball, Jay Chou? Of course, something like that. So it just hit me again, like out of nowhere, this song randomly got picked and sent in my ears. And the first impression I got is, oh, it was Kobe. And then I realized, oh my God, he's dead. It just hit me. I was actually stunned there for a few seconds. How is this possible? Look, I know there are a lot of haters out there saying that, oh, you know what, people die every day, accidents happen every day, and then even some, like, I've actually had people said this on the internet. I saw this. Is that, you know what, if he hadn't taken a helicopter, he would have died. And most of them can't even afford taking a helicopter, let alone buy a private one. So he deserved it. Oh my God, how hatred do you have to be to say something like that? I mean, it's so tragic, man. But here's, okay, so I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I'm a follower of a YouTube channel called The Secular Talk, where the guy is Kyle Klinsky. I really like his channel. So he did a segment or something after Kobe's death, because he was a big fan too, and he actually showed one of his clips back in 2016, I think. About how he views Kobe's inspiration onto people. And I didn't really watch his channel in 2016, so this was new to me, and it was really, so back in the future, when I'm probably watching this, it's gonna sound like a joke if I hadn't made the changes I'm going to talk to. But right now I'm thinking, oh my god, it makes so much sense because he actually, Kyle actually talks about how Kobe inspired everybody is to find something you're so passionate at, and then give all you have to it. That's the only way it makes sense to live. It's the only way that you're not gonna regret. So it suddenly makes so much sense because you don't fucking know whether tomorrow or death is gonna come first. You don't know that. Do I know? Like, do I know for 100% sure that I'm gonna wake up tomorrow? No, I don't know that. Maybe something will kill me in the middle of the night. I don't know, nuclear bomb, plane crash, just suddenly cannot breathe, choked by my own pajamas. Oh, I don't wear this when I'm going to sleep, so don't have to worry about that. But you don't know. You don't know that. So to make sure that you're not regretted when you're dying, is to make sure that you're doing something you love. You are spending every single day on this planet happily. So I ask myself, am I doing that? No, I'm not. So like the thing about what I do right now is grad school research is I don't hate it actually. There are some moments where I actually like it because it's exciting to create new stuff and then test new theories, fundamentally stuff, inspiring work and stuff. But do I really love it like my boss Nat Seaman does? Of course not. Of course not. No. And I would not forgive myself when I'm getting when I'm 80 or 70 or something, that I'm doing something I just don't hate for the entirety of my life. I don't want to be a old man. Supposedly, I'm lucky enough to not die of accident or diseases during, in the process of getting to old man. But I don't want to be a whining, complaining people, like say something like, oh, you know what, I could have been a lawyer if I had just stick it to my gut, or oh, I could have been a professional singer if I just had the gut to quit my job or whatever. I don't want to be that kind of person. And the only way to make sure I don't look no the only way to make sure I don't become one of those person is to act now. I'm 25 years old. I'm a little bit over 25. Like my birthday was the 9th, so it's like 20 days to 25. It's not too late. It's not too late. A lot of people I know, they got into grad school when they were like older than 25, right? Like if they have the guts to pursue something I'm doing right now when they're older than me, what is gonna, where do I have the excuse to not pursue something I love? Now, look, I've been saying since I was a little kid. I don't know when did it start, but I've been saying a lot. Like I want to be a lawyer. I have passion for the law. I believe in procedural justice. I admire those people who can argue in court and then fighting for the little people, fighting for the right thing. I even like the fact that sometimes you can twist evidence into proving. I even don't hate the part you have to be a bad guy to fight for the bad guys, because I believe in procedural justice. So I've always saying that, and never had the guts to actually do it. Now, it's not entirely my fault because you don't really have a choice until you graduate from college. That's at least what was the case. The case in China. Because when I was in high school, I got an offer from another university, offered me something related to the law. I wanted to take it. My parents said you can't. They're paying for my college, so yeah, I have no choice. I have to do what they say. Also, I wasn't so sure about, because chemistry is easy. I was pretty good in high school, and what happened was, in college, I don't even have to learn the courses anymore because it was already taught in high school. I can just get a A or A minus in every one of those chemistry classes without even trying. So it was the easy road. I took it, and now I'm regretting. Well, What I'm saying is, okay, slap me in the face if I hadn't done that in 50 years. Trying something to pursue my dream of the law. Look, I'll be okay if I put a lot of effort in it and apply for law school, didn't get in, give up. That's fine. Apply for law school, get in, and then be there for 1 or 2 years. Decide it's not my thing. Give up. That's fine. And apply for law school, spend 3 years there, fail the bar exam, give up. That's fine. Pass the bar exam, get a job. Does not get a job. That's fine. Whatever that's going on, whatever. There's a long way from decided to pursue the law and then eventually to get to do the job. Even if after doing the job you realize it's not what you want, you quit. There's a lot of possibilities of this doesn't work out in the end, but I will be fine with every one of them as long as I've tried. Then I wouldn't be regretting. I wouldn't be saying something like, I could have been that. I could have been a lawyer. I could be working for the law when I'm not. Because I'll be, it's like the same situation where you have a crush on a girl and you realize she's not that into you, but eventually decide to tell her how you feel and get shut down because that will make you feel better in the long run. Because you have your closure. You have your closure. So that's what I'm thinking after Kobe's death, because he really showed you how a man should live. I bet you this. He is not regretting every single fucking day he had on this planet, even though he died at the age of 41. He had a full life. He dedicated his life, 20 years is half of his life, if you're counting everything like the diaper years. And he dedicated 20 years of his life into the most, the thing he loved most. And that's his life. He's satisfied. He's covered. He did not live for vain. Is that how you say it? No. Die in vain. Live for vain. Whatever. So, if I were to be killed when I'm 41, I'm sure I wouldn't feel the same way as Kobe felt. If that no, he's probably not thinking of that. He has his daughter with him in the last few minutes, and he was trying his best to console his daughter, to tell her, it's gonna be okay. Although he knows it's not gonna be. He was being a father. But judging, but as an outsider, I would say that Kobe doesn't really have any regrets other than he couldn't be for his family for a few more time. So that's what I want. So I don't really have a plan yet. All I know is that law school costs a lot of money. I have what? How much money do I have? Like somewhere around $85,000. Like my total money, all my money got together. So that's enough to support me for like maybe 1 year in law school, and there's no way I can do 3 years of that. And application is a pain in the ass, because why would you want to apply for law school when you have because I'm gonna try to graduate from my PhD program first. So there's a lot of things I haven't figured out. I haven't started to try to figure out yet, and there's a lot of people I have to convince, because my parents are not gonna be okay with this. Spending 3 more years at least in America when you're already having a doctorate degree at the time. Are you crazy? Just come home and get married, and then it sounds like easy. Anyway, I want to give myself a chance. Inspired by Kobe Bryant. May he rest in peace. And if it doesn't pan out, okay, it's better than not trying, right? That's what I always believe. Failure, actually it makes sense. Fear is sometimes the fear of uncertainty. You don't know if it is going to work. You fear the uncertainty. But sometimes when you actually know, it's not going to work, she's not into me, this is not panning out, you actually find a peace in your mind. You don't wonder anymore. You don't fear anymore, because the thing is settled. And that's what I want. I want to give it a try, and then whatever result comes after is cool, man. It's cool. And I know how hard it is for. Actually, I talked to Roji about it. Roji is a guy in the lab. He pretty much runs the lab. Because my boss is like 74-year-old old man who have a lot of diseases, so he's not running anything. Anyway, Roji said, you know, it's not gonna work because a foreign guy like you in America, the best you can do is do patent laws, and not even that. So don't bother. He didn't say don't bother, but he was like, that's pretty much what he implied. But I don't know, man. Yeah. Okay. So there are two things I want. One is do something about my passion on the law, and second of all is learn how to play piano. Oh, that came out of nowhere. I never mentioned that about. Never mentioned about it in the videos, but I've always wanted to learn how to play piano. I don't know why. I just felt it was cool. You know, come to think about it, the reason I'm a little bit passionate about the law is I also think it's cool. You know, arguing cases in court is cool. It's fucking cool, man. I love that. I love everything about using my mouth. No pun intended. You know, arguing, debating when I was in college, giving speeches, singing, talking to a fucking camera with no one else in the room, you know, weirdos. But I gotta give it a try. If it is not what you think it is, then you know. Then you don't wonder anymore, right? So, yeah, that's okay. So that's the plan. It's not. It's a notion. I'm gonna try to do something about this, the law and the piano. You know, you only got to live once, and I don't buy any one of those, you know, afterlife or Christianity, Buddhist, spiritual, that kind of crap. You know, no, I don't buy any of that. My mother is a Buddhist, sort of. She lives at home instead of in a temple or something. And yeah, I wasn't being so respectful to her Buddha. Well, anyway, yeah. So you only got to live once. Why not live the way you want? I mean, what else can you lose? What else can you lose? Just, yeah. All right. Oh, by the way, so today's the 29th. I had a CFA level 1 exam last December, so the result is gonna come tomorrow morning. I don't have any idea. I hope I will pass, but I don't have any idea whether I'm gonna pass or not. I think they say that the passing rate is around 43%, so it's not a very good chance if you're average, which I think I'm barely that. So I don't know. But again, one of these things I picked up along the years is that exams are fair. There's no such thing as, you know, I was lucky on exams, so I did some better than what I used to, you know, what I am capable to be doing, and you know, I'm lucky, so I did bad. No, you do exactly what you're capable of in every exams. Everything is counted into the exam. You know a lot of stuff, but you're too nervous during exam. That's also one of your weaknesses. You know, you're not nervous. You know a lot of stuff, but you didn't bring a fucking pen. Okay, that shows you're not good at preparing stuff. That's also one of the abilities that makes exams successful. You know. So if I pass it, I pass it. If I don't pass it, I don't pass it. I wouldn't, like, of course, if I don't pass it, I'll be a little upset, you know, because money's wasted and time's wasted and hope is, you know, get lost. But I'm gonna try to calmly accept whatever comes tomorrow. And, you know, this has nothing to do with, you know, Shane, you're talking about, you know, pursuing the law, so why are you doing something about the financial, the CFA, you know, the chartered financial analyst program or whatever? Well, it was a long time ago. Since I decided to do that, I didn't know. I don't know. I just wanted to give myself some more options, and I don't know. Maybe that's my passion. I don't know. The thing about students in China is that they don't really get a chance to really decide what they really like. No. You're of traveling before college. Come on, nobody does that. Nobody has any idea of what they're going into. And for those people who are lucky enough to actually randomly pick up something they are gonna be in love with in the future, congratulations. But for people like me, we have to decide whether to do something you're probably gonna be okay at, you're professional enough to do it, but you don't love it for the rest of your life and regret it when you're about to die, or take the chance when you still can. That's the spirit. And again, slap me in the face in the future if I hadn't done that. Like whoever is watching this, if it's myself, I'll just slap myself in the face. And if it's someone else, or just find me and slap me in the face. I give you, whoever it is, the permission to do that if I didn't do anything about pursuing the law and piano. All right? You have my word. Peace out.